Hello everyone, welcome to another fantasy match preview. This one's going to be played at Trent Bridge, where Shamsi opened it up for us last time, and maybe he won't be available today. Rashid most likely to play in place of him. So how do you see this one going, Nikhil bhai?
Yes, thankfully, as I keep saying, the 100 is slowly coming back to track. Holder is taking wickets. Things are happening, thankfully. Again, the point is when games happen, when your visualization or data or logic is not working,
Hmm.
you have to hang in there. It's just an example that nothing stays permanent. So we stick to
Right.
the process that worked for us.
Hmm.
Yesterday we had a decent game. Most of
Hmm.
the calls clicked, and that's what we are here for. Let's have another good game.
Yes, and more than the first innings, the second innings was a real banger yesterday.
I have been saying this like for eternity now that please start playing second courtesy. It's far more easier to crack it.
Yeah, that's true. Especially, I feel like in one situation where the score is bigger, that's when the second innings fantasy really comes into its own because people tend to come in with keepers and batters as their captains and vice captains. So I feel like that is the true key there.
Yes. The stronger the visualization, the better you are able to make those small percentage calls.
Hmm.
तो जो फर्क हुई आपको कंडीशंस पता है तो दैट आई थिंक मेक्स अ मैसिव डिफरेंस.
Right. Great. Then we'll get to the team for this game. So the base team is already pretty much set. We have gone with TKC in the keeping section because Adam Rossington, like we saw, plays some high risk cricket, which when it pays off is great. Otherwise, it's not percentage in terms of fantasy returns in every game. Then the two batters, Alex Hales and David Malan. Now we have left one slot empty here for an LNS batter. Who do you see here, Daniel Bell Drummond, or do you want to pick up another all rounder?
Firstly, I'm also very keen to see if McDermott plays. I think
Hmm.
Maxwell may not be there for this very game. So very keen to see how London jig their batting around. क्योंकि अगर McDermott खेल रहा तो I think TKC can be replaced there. And then
Hmm.
if they bat first, you could definitely have one of Morgan and Pollard because they've been scoring runs. Pollard at least end में आके थोड़े runs तो बना रहे हैं. तो that
Right.
is something that we can work around. उसके अलावा तो देखो
Hmm.
ट्रेंट रॉकेट्स विल रिमेन द फेवरेट टीम एंड वेन्यू
Hmm.
अगेन इट्स सेम वेन्यू वेयर वी कीप सेइंग अगर पहले इनिंग में अच्छा स्कोर बन गया it's getting
Hmm.
defended. अभी तो एजवेशन में भी डिफेंड हो गया कल तो maybe
Yeah.
that's a sign of things that are likely to happen कि if they get good scores you can still defend them. So then your all-rounders, as we keep saying, why we are with Fan2Play,
Hmm.
you have those options on Fan2Play to play with 5 all-rounders. So if you feel कि defend हो जाएगा वापस बड़ा स्कोर के बाद, then you can take an extra
Hmm.
all-rounder. But I think changes होंगे दोनों ही टीम में. So
Yeah.
let's also wait for that.
Yeah, I guess Maxwell will also not be available today, so it'll be interesting to see who slots in. And I guess Josh Inglis also might come in today, not too sure about that change. So anyway,
Yeah.
we move to the all-rounders. We have taken Sam Dawson, Samit Patel, and Jordan Thompson. Now the only one that seems dicier is Liam Dawson. How do you see him on this ground? Do you feel like he can have an impact?
Uh, with Daniel, with Liam Lawson, I think it's a lot to do with when he bowls and
Hmm.
who he bowls against with what kind of score. क्योंकि see, it is the same with Samit Patel as well. Now these guys are defensively good. So if you have to
Hmm.
attack them, they can strike. But if you don't have to attack them, you can easily milk them around and get a few runs off them. So uh, ideally अगर फ्लैट डेक है तो शायद मैं डॉसन समित पटेल दोनों को एक ही कंडीशन में दोनों को रखूं. But जैसी गेम से यू फील के because they can contribute with the bat, they become a massive game changers. और अगेन समित पटेल फर्स्ट
Hmm.
बैटिंग में आप ले सकते हो क्योंकि सेकंड इनिंग्स में स्पिनर्स बहुत विकेट लेते हैं यहाँ पे. तो सिमिलरली डॉसन विल भी मेरा लॉजिक सेम रहेगा. If they are
Hmm.
batting first London and I feel they'll get good enough score, तो लियम डॉसन can come up against something like Alex Sales क्योंकि अगेन डेविड मेलान उनको मारने जाए. तो that is the risk that you will always run. But अगर अच्छा स्कोर है तो he should still be able to get you a few wickets.
Right, and that also brings us to the point that we have not really seen any spinner get a breakout amount of wickets. Everybody has, like, even on their
Yeah.
best days, the spinners have got only like two or I don't really remember a spinner actually getting three till now. It may be the odd game, but how do you see that panning out?
I think it's also honestly to do with the quality of them. I mean,
Hmm.
Shamshi could have easily had three. People could have had
Hmm.
more wickets had catches been taken, but
Hmm.
again, we'll have Rashid Khan back, so hopefully he'll
Yep.
start that trend very soon of taking 3-4 wickets.
Right, right, absolutely. And the other two slots, like you mentioned, Rashid Khan, and we've gone with Luke Wood and Nathan Ellis. Now, if this is the sort of game where we don't have as many options, like you mentioned in the batting section, maybe Pollard would be the one to go with. But who do you see as like any differential? Because we understand that there will be few players who will go in and out too.
I think if if they bowl first in terms of
Hmm.
if Rockets bowl first, I'm very interested to see how somebody like us, Daniel Sams or Lewis Gregory bowl, or do they get back somebody like a Marshan Dirang? Again, it's
Hmm.
got to do with the conditions only and nothing else. Because you see, बाकी जितने भी बॉलर हैं, टेक इट मेसन क्रे,
Hmm.
नेथन एलिस, जैसे तुमने कहा, सब एक दो विकेट ही ले रहे हैं. सो एज सच
Hmm.
इफ यू सी आपका
Correct.
डिफरेंशियल, आगे जो बात हमने कल कही थी, डिफरेंशियल का जरूरत है क्या? अगर सब लोग एक ही
Hmm.
विकेट ले रहे हैं, तब आपका डिफरेंशियल पर देन हैज टू टेक 3-4 विकेट्स. तो वो अब तक
Yeah.
हुआ नहीं है. तो वो एक कॉल बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा टू टेक इन टर्म्स ऑफ कि भाई who is that exact guy who you pinpoint and say कि भाई ये बंदा आज 3-4 विकेट ले सकता है. I personally can say that only
Hmm.
about Rashid Khan. But क्या राशिद आज का गेम भी खेलेगा? I think there is a slight availability issue. I think he's available
Hmm.
but fit है नहीं क्या? That will have to be seen. तो differential I think जैसे मैंने कल कहा, it's the combination. And
Hmm.
क्या वो बॉलर आपने लिया है जिसके बॉलिंग पे कैच ड्रॉप होगा? तो that is that is the
A
I think
big
differential
factor.
thing. क्योंकि अलावा
Hmm.
as आपको बेस में भी दिख रहा है, गो विथ इनफॉर्म गाइस. जरूरत नहीं है तो रिस्क लेके मतलब नहीं है. रिस्क उधर ही लो जिधर मतलब है. जैसे कल फाफ के बारे में भी सेड अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स कि भाई वेन्यू
Hmm.
रिकॉर्ड गंदा है, वेन्यू रिकॉर्ड गंदा है. बट स्टिल क्योंकि लेफ्ट आर्म सीमर नहीं था, फिर भी हमने ले लिया. तो
Hmm.
अगेन दैट इज विच इज वाई कीप सेइंग प्ले विद टू टीम्स. और कल मुझे एडम स्मिथ नहीं था, फिर भी नहीं फर्क पड़ा क्योंकि डेविड विसे सेव्ड मी. So again,
Hmm.
that visualization, that advantage of having an extra all-rounder always helps at least me. So you can find whatever works for you.
Right, fair enough. So that brings us to captain and vice captain. Now I know that if Daniel Sams bowls first, he'll be your captain. But would Jordan Thompson fit the same belt for you if he's bowling first, or would you go with someone else?
Jordan Thompson also is a decent option, given that is
Hmm.
उसको रोल वैसे दिया है कि टफ ओवर्स वो डालते हैं. और
Hmm.
क्योंकि हमने देखा है कि
Correct.
दिस इज अ काइंड ऑफ अ टीम वेयर यू कुड हैव दैट स्पेल ऑफ 3-4 विकेट्स. एक
Right.
पिछले गेम में देखा था, लुकवुड, Fletcher, they all took 2 wickets all. So
Hmm.
Jordan Thompson also does the same role for London Smith. And again, to play the devil's advocate, London एक भी मैच नहीं आ रही. This is a top of table clash. So you have to be very sure of your visualization. Again, लीडर बोर्ड के लिए बेस्ट गेम्स है. एक एक प्लेयर रोटेट करते जाओ. क्योंकि ऑप्शंस कैप्टनसी वाइस कैप्टनसी के 3 कॉमन है. डैनियल सैम्स, एलेक्स सेल्स, जॉर्डन थॉमसन. राशिद खान खेल गया तो
Yes.
बहुत लोग
So
कैप्टन या
then,
वाइस कैप्टन बना के
hmm.
आएंगे. तो यहाँ पे then you have
If
to
he
be very
bowls
smart.
second, I think he'll be a good option.
Exactly. I think he could be a very
Hmm.
great option, similar to Morgan as well, because he's very good at using the ground dimensions. So
Hmm.
again, उनका बड़ा knock. Again, he's a very risky guy to be backing as captain, vice captain. Usually, I'll say all rounders में रहें तो better है. और या बाकी तो I think देखो हेल्स मालान तो है ही option at home.
Right, and there are a few questions about why we haven't taken Maxwell. So Maxwell, as per ESPN Cricinfo, is not available for this game. He and Abbott are off for Australia duty, so that's why we have not
Yeah.
taken them. So
फिर
for
और
now,
अगर
we
वो
are going
खेलते तो
with
definitely आपकी टीम में हो सकते.
yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
For now, we go with Daniel Sams as captain, Thompson as vice captain. We'll also consider Rashid as captain, vice
Yeah.
captaincy choice, especially if he's bowling second.
Yeah, and Luke would also be a great option to try out because he's been bowling really well. आप जितने लोगों ने मैच देखा, they'll all agree. Even last game में he could have easily taken 3 wickets. So
Hmm.
the simple logic is back the guys who are in good form. They are bowling well. Adam Lith alternate game score कर रहा है. Next game में देखो वापस drop करेंगे तो score करेगा. So that at least कोई तो benefit होगा उसमें.
Yeah, that pattern, the pattern stay true only when the players are in your team. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
So that is our base team then for today's game. Apart from that, like we mentioned, our last pick is going to be either Pollard or it might be an
Yeah.
all-rounder, depending on who really slots in back for London. And you should also join the leaderboard and the free entry contest. Free entry contest, especially if you don't have the app yet, it will be available to you for not only this game but also another set of games, because like you can see, the first four games are free if you're new to the app. So the link for that is in the
Yeah.
description. You can go and download it.
I think one more player that I think we can definitely keep in mind is something like a Mason Crane. Again, the
Hmm.
logic is same. Second innings में he could come in and take 2-3 क्योंकि बड़ा स्कोर डिफरेंट होता है नॉटिंघम में. तो अगेन वो that's a call that also that you can take in one of your combinations.
Right, and especially like how we consider first innings death bowlers to be banks, the same way, because the pressure point is for the middle overs in the chase. That's why spinners can be similar banks for you in terms of
Yeah,
captaincy, vice captaincy.
always, always. अच्छा और ये हर एक टूर्नामेंट का एक पैटर्न होता ही है. इफ यू सी वंस यू गेट पास द हाफवे स्टेज यू स्टार्ट टू सी
Hmm.
मोर डेफिनेट पैटर्न्स फॉर्मिंग. और इट मे नॉट वर्क इन एवरी गेम, पर अगर पिच यूज होती है रेगुलरली तो आपको कुछ कुछ छोटे छोटे इंसाइट्स मिल जाएंगे कि भाई जैसे अभी टिस्टन सबको पता है कि वो बॉलिंग करेगा. सो ऐसे
Hmm.
whenever you are able to crack that one differential pick on that very day based on the gut feel, that will help you in the future games also.
Yes, and that feel or that thought process will come back to you, especially as soon as the toss is done. So you should have a rethink about your pick, especially once you're done with the toss.
Yep.
Do you think Daniel Lawrence can bowl today with his off spin considering no Maxi? Yes, absolutely he can. And again, he'll also be an important batter if he's slotting into the top three or four. Because in
Yeah.
terms of opposition in front of him, unless Rashid is playing today, in that case, it might be difficult for him to cut over. Otherwise, I think he might have a good game too.
Yeah. So he could eventually be also be one of your picks that you can take from the batting section. He could be a third batter.
Yes, absolutely. किसके ओवर कट हो जाएंगे कोई आइडिया विल Pollard bowl today? So I guess we should wait for the lineups to figure that part out because it's very uncertain anyway. They're using bowlers sporadically. So एक बार toss हो जाएगा, then it will be easier to understand कि who might actually
क्योंकि
bowl
देखो
more.
एक एक सबसे बेस्ट एग्जांपल देता हूँ कल का. हेनरी ब्रूक्स हैज टेरिफिक रिकॉर्ड, खाली 5 बॉलर. तो पहला सेट गंदा गया तो 100 में आपके लिए जगह ही नहीं है. दैट इज द काइंड ऑफ मॉरल दैट यू सी. इवन yesterday फाफ डू प्लेसी वाज सो हैप्पी टू डू चैरिटी कि भाई सब लोग बॉलिंग करो. एंड आई इवन ट्वीटेड कि भाई पहले मेन बॉलर से तो बॉलिंग करा ले बेस्ट फेज में. एंड डेविड विली केम बैक एंड ही टुक 2 विकेट्स. तो आई दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू हैव टू कीप इन माइंड कि किसके ओवर कट होंगे ये बोल पाना बहुत हार्ड है. बिकॉज एज आई रिपीट माई सेल्फ कि कैप्टन्स आर गोइंग विथ व्हाट्स हैपनिंग देन. अगर अभी कोई बंदा अच्छा डाल रहा है तू 5 और डाल. देन दे आर नॉट गोइंग द कन्वेंशनल वे कि भाई मेरा जैसे हम लोग टी20 में बोलते हैं कि भाई हु विल बॉल मैन 19th ओवर, हु विल बॉल मैन 20th. दे आर नॉट वरीड अबाउट इट. दे आर वरीड अबाउट नाउ व्हाट्स हैपनिंग, who is bowling the best, let's continue with him and then
And
we see
continue
what
with it.
happens.
Yep, that's the nature of the format too, because that's why they allow you to bowl that full set of 10. So we
Yeah.
have to expect that. And
Yes.
again, there are a few questions about Daniel Lawrence. So we just addressed that yes, he can bowl off spin, especially because Maxwell is not present, like one of you mentioned. And apart from that, we'll have to see who their sixth bowling option is, if there is any apart from him, once the lineups
Yeah.
are out.
Bilkul. If Rashid plays, the game becomes very, very interesting for Trent Rockets because then you have a proper bank.
Yes, that is the sort of option that you really want in your Grand League team, someone who can actually come and take a smash of wickets. Because currently, even the options that are working are not really coming and giving you that flurry of wickets. It's just been one or two, and therefore the differential opportunity becomes very slight from the specific player.
जैसे अब देखो कल, अभी मुझे नहीं पता कितने लोगों के लिए डेविड विसे इज अ डिफरेंशियल पिक, बट द गाय गेव 140 पॉइंट्स. So again, to some it's a common pick, to some it's a differential pick. And देखो एक बात होती है, good to get it out. These are the kind of bowlers, they don't always take wickets like 3 and 4 in the second innings, but it is happening in this tournament. Sean Abbott is not known to take so many wickets in the second innings. Ken Richardson usually doesn't take so many wickets in second innings. David Wilson भी कल 3 लेके गया. तो we have to. David Willie also took 3. उसने एक set नहीं डाला. So these things are not in your control, but it just tells you कि जैसे अर्श ने काफी valid point बताया कि it's मतलब दो रॉन्ग में कौन कम रॉन्ग है उसको भी चूज करने में शायद आपको फायदा हो जाए. और लीग्स अपनी प्लीज स्मार्टली ज्वाइन कीजिए, क्योंकि जैसे मैंने कहा मेरे पास एडम लीग नहीं था, स्टिल आई वाज इन गुड प्रॉफिट, एंड दैट गुड प्रॉफिट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द लीग्स दैट आई जॉइन. तो जैसे मैंने पहले भी कहा है, लोग पूछेंगे कौन सी लीग्स, तो अबाउट 7 मेंबर्स, और अगर आप 3-4 मेंबर भी खेल रहे हो तो उनको बल्क में ज्वाइन करो और अलग अलग टाइम पे ज्वाइन करो, ताकि यू गेट डिफरेंट सेट ऑफ ओपोनेंट्स. एंड देन तो 6 में से अगर आपको 3 में भी जीत जाते तो यू आर स्टिल इन ऑलवेज इन प्रॉफिट ओनली. तो दैट इज द वे टू काउंटर दैट वन बैड गेम, या एवरेज टीम से भी आपको पैसा वापस आना चाहिए.
Yes, absolutely. And today it looks like everyone is in the Saturday mood. Not too many questions. Everyone's just observing everything.
Yeah, good, fair enough. I think thankfully
I don't think we have any more today.
Sorry?
I guess we don't have any more questions today. Everybody's just absorbed all the analysis.
Yes, but I think people are very happy with the India win over Zimbabwe. That's good.
The 5 wickets of India fell against Zimbabwe, so that tells you what a time it is to even make a Grand League team.
Yeah, 2 runouts for Zimbabwe. Nothing like it when you make bowlers captain and vice captain.
Yep. Now is the era where you can make keepers Grand League vice captain just for catches.
I have always said that no matter what happens, always back a keeper who is a good catcher. Especially in test matches, especially away, especially when you know the ball is going to do a bit. So I had him, but again, उसमें किसी में सिराज नहीं था, तो किसी में दीपक हुड्डा नहीं था. So again, that's the thing. Grand League का यही एक, which is why it's Grand League. Right? It's not easy to crack. You need that perfect combination. But if you're smart enough, you invest in good amount in mini GLs with right kind of formations, you'll get good profit over a period of time. So I think
yes, totally. And the best part is with Grand Leagues, you don't really end up losing too much, even if your combination is decent. So
yeah. Exactly, one team will definitely cover up for the other teams. You just have to try your visualization in terms of or risky scenario, or risky scenario, or risky scenario.
Yep, totally. So I guess we'll close the discussion then for today, and everybody's waiting to get to the weekend. So happy weekend to all of you, and let's hope that all of you have a good game today.
Yes, please have a good game. Take care. Happy winnings.
Take care. Thanks, Nikhil. Bye.